Welcome to The Winning Play, How Private Capital is Reshaping Sports and Media. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating transformation. For decades, sports teams and media companies were often seen as passion projects, owned by wealthy individuals or families for prestige and local pride. But in recent years, a seismic shift has occurred. These entities are no longer just passion projects. They've matured into multi-billion-dollar investment opportunities. Private equity firms, institutional investors, and even sovereign wealth funds now view sports and media as stable, long-term, and even inflation-linked assets. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental reevaluation of an entire industry. So what's driving this massive influx of private capital? Several powerful forces are at play, making sports and media ripe for investment. First, surging media rights. Global sports media rights now exceed an astounding $62 billion annually. Leagues are consistently negotiating record-breaking broadcast and streaming deals, recognizing the immense value of live sports content. Second, the explosive growth in women's sports. Leagues and tournaments like the NWSL, WNBA, and various women's international competitions are attracting unprecedented fan bases, sponsors, and media attention, signaling a major untapped market. And third, the evolution of fan engagement. Fans are increasingly consuming sports digitally, driving higher demand for interactive, personalized, and always-on experiences. This digital shift opens new avenues for monetization. The escalating value of media rights is a primary driver. The competitive landscape among traditional broadcasters and new streaming services has pushed these deals to unprecedented heights, guaranteeing stable, long-term revenue streams for rights holders. The rapid ascent of women's sports is creating new opportunities for investment, attracting both traditional and progressive investors. Coupled with the evolving nature of fan engagement, where digital interaction and direct-to-consumer models are king, these trends are fundamentally reshaping the industry's investment appeal. So how exactly are private equity firms approaching these opportunities? They've developed a sophisticated playbook tailored to the unique dynamics of the sports and media landscape. A key strategy is taking minority stakes. Rather than engaging in contentious battles for outright ownership, PE firms often acquire significant non-controlling interests in teams, leagues, or sports-related businesses. Another strategy is consolidation. This involves rolling up regional sports networks, ticketing platforms, merchandising companies, or even niche sports leagues to achieve economies of scale and market dominance. And crucially, many are focusing on media rights. This involves investing directly in the companies that hold, distribute, or create content around these valuable rights, including streaming platforms, licensing deals, and global distribution networks. These strategies, taking minority stakes to gain influence without full control, consolidating fragmented markets for scale, and focusing heavily on the lucrative world of media rights, demonstrate a mature and strategic approach to sports investment. Beyond traditional media rights, private capital is keenly focused on new ways to monetize the intense loyalty and engagement of sports fans. This includes leveraging direct-to-consumer streaming models and the phenomenon of serialized content, transforming how fans interact with their favorite sports. Direct-to-consumer, or DTC, is a game-changer. Platforms like NBA League Pass or the WWE Network are prime examples, showing how leagues and organizations can bypass traditional broadcasters to deliver content directly to their global fan base, capturing more revenue and data. Serialized content, popularized by shows like Netflix's Formula One Drive to Survive, has transformed sports into year-round entertainment. These behind-the-scenes documentaries create new narratives, attract new fans, and generate additional revenue streams beyond live games. Furthermore, expanding merchandising and sponsorships through global licensing deals ensures revenue generation extends far beyond just ticket sales. This comprehensive approach to fan engagement taps into every touchpoint of the fan experience. Who are the major players orchestrating this transformation? It's a mix of seasoned private equity firms and powerful strategic buyers. In the private equity realm, firms like CVC Capital Partners, Silver Lake, Arctos Partners, and Redbird Capital are at the forefront, actively acquiring significant stakes in teams, leagues, and media rights portfolios across various sports. Then there are the strategic buyers, tech giants like Amazon, Apple, and the media conglomerate Disney/ESPN. These companies are betting big on securing exclusive streaming rights to integrate live sports into their broader entertainment ecosystems and attract new subscribers. Even sovereign wealth funds and large pension funds are entering the market, seeking stable, long-term returns from what they now see as a resilient asset class. However, this surge of private capital isn't without its controversies and challenges. The intersection of profit and passion often leads to heated debates. The central debate revolves around, quote, profit versus passion. Does private capital dilute the soul of the sport? There are also significant regulatory hurdles, such as the NFL's strict ownership rules and complex valuation challenges given the unique nature of these assets. Despite these challenges, sports are increasingly viewed as a resilient asset class. Their deeply ingrained cultural significance and the inelastic demand for live content make them remarkably recession-proof and naturally inflation-linked. Valuations are soaring. Fueled by skyrocketing media rights and the expanding avenues for fan engagement, we've seen teams like the Los Angeles Lakers valued at an astonishing $10 billion. This isn't just growth, it's an explosion in perceived value. The impact on the broader sports ecosystem is undeniable. Private equity is driving innovation, pushing for greater professionalism, and introducing new business models that are modernizing the industry from the ground up. Looking ahead, we can expect continued robust investment, particularly in underserved areas like women's sports. Globalization will also play a massive role, with investors eyeing new markets and international fan bases. Private capital is not just passing through, it's permanently reshaping the landscape of sports and media. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional for investment decisions.